What is up, everyone? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah, you know who I am. My claim to fame, the man with the plan. And yeah, we're back again doing JLA Year One, Issue 10. Yes, and this one's called Fallen Heroes. And this is supposed to be a retelling of the story of the original JLA, which is Green Lantern, Aquaman, Manhunter, Flash, and Black Canary, of course. Black Canary number two at this point, since she's the daughter of the original Black Canary that was in the JSA. Anyways, this group called Locust is trying to terraform the world, take over the world, what you have, what have you, making creatures and creating chaos and making different bodies for them to put themselves into. The JLA at this point are having trust issues with John, since he basically did a full on scan on their lives, personal lives, stuff like that. And just when they think that he's responsible for this, or that he's on the Locust Express, if you will, Aquaman gets shot in the back. And these are the creatures they've been developing. The plan is to basically put all their bodies into these creatures and terraform the world, make it a little hotter, colder, what have you. It's a typical supervillain scheme. And of course, the JLA starts fighting, but they are outnumbered. They are outclassed, and also, this is the problem when you have individuals and not a team. The JLA has a lot of great individuals, but right now they're not a team. There's no trust, and they have no plays together. They have no experience together, and they're just kind of shooting by the hip. A lot of these issues have been them not working together. Now they're asking if John is on their side. Well, as Flash says, if he's not on our side, then why is he smashing the machine? Which allows this fire to stop and the crisis to be averted for now. And this is kind of where they have a little sit down after they recover John and try to figure out what they're going to do next, what their next move is. Locust seems to be one step ahead of them each and every time. So they kind of just need to regroup here, but they have no time to do that, since these beings keep firing in and out. And I love Flash right here. He just decides to just run for the portal. Green Lantern makes a little chariot. He kind of latches on to, and Flash just runs for it. It's like, go, baby, go. Yeah, speed racer. Boom. And there he is in the portal. And this is where they decide to wreck everything. If you're in the bad guy base, little Tipsky, decide to wreck everything. Wreck it all. Anyways, they're dealing with these creatures, and of course, they're in the base, so again, they're outnumbered, but they have a little zest to them, and they're actually sort of trying to pull it together. And they've established that they could trust John Jones, which is very important, to have a superpowered Martian watching your back, if you know what I'm saying. But they still have more plans, and the leader decides that it's time to put himself into the body of one of those creatures. But the Flash tries to stop him, but he reveals the last part of his evil plan is that he's going to make Pangea again. Basically combine all the continents back into a supercontinent, as it was in theory a long, long time ago. And so they're going to try to stop this. And this is where they kind of establish that Flash is the leader and House is kind of a big mouth. But, they're friends, they patch things up, and the bromance between Hal and Flash continues, and does continue, even nowadays, I think. Anyways, of course, they're having a little fight, getting it together, and I love like how Black Canary just mentions, maybe the Flash should, have her baby. Can you imagine that? A super speed Flash with sonic screams. But anyways, Hal Jordan flies up and tries to hold the planet together. This is a massive amount of willpower. I mean, they don't call him the GOAT of the Green Lantern for nothing. I'm a Guy Gardner fan, but I gotta give it to Hal. He is the GOAT. And he's literally holding the continents apart right now with his willpower. While the other guys are trying to figure out what they're going to do, Flash uses his powers to grab John, since he's still a little weak, so they can regroup. And Flash begins super hacking into the computer, while the leader kind of squirmed his way out of Flash's clutches, is trying to download himself into one of these super bodies. Why he didn't do it before, I don't know. Anyways, the process has been nullified. Everything's been stopped. Of course, Green Lantern gets to stop using his willpower, so it's a relief on him. John gets up. He's a little weak, but still, he screams out, as does Aquaman. They have telepathy, so they're feeling the deaths of all these creatures. I guess it was a failsafe for Locust. So I guess the guy downloaded his brain in the wrong time, because all these guys went kaput. And of course, they're having their moment together, talking about how they're going to establish trust with each other, how they can trust each other, why John did what he did. But he's a Martian, he was an outsider. He had to research, he had to make sure, because certain humans are incapable of being good. Some certain humans are evil, and he had to know for sure. And plus, he's a Martian, an outsider. It's hard for him to trust. But this is where the team sort of starts to gel, but there's still those issues of mistrust until Flash, the leader, takes off his mask and tells everyone, I am Barry Allen. I'm a science geek at the police department. And this is where everyone else shows their trust. Finally, everyone unmasks. And you find out that Black Canary is not a blonde. This is your first time watching Dun Dun Dun. Of course, Hal Jordan reveals who he is, the Green Lantern. Aquaman has no identity, so you can just call him Arthur. And John Jones reveals his main identity is a Middletown detective called John Jones. And just when they're having that little celebration moment, Snapper comes out of nowhere and tells them that good old Uncle Stag, Uncle Simon, who's been taken over by the alien presence, has been manipulating everything this whole time, beat the ever-loving crap out of him, and the invasion has begun. Yes, Locust was just softening them up. And now, the real problem, the real invasion, the real war has begun. And can the JLA united? Can they cut the mustard? Can they find their way out of this? We'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.